Erin DePau.
And I'm Tamara Hemmerlein, and we're with the Local History Services Department at the Indiana Historical Society.
And today we're going to talk about some of the hazards that might be lurking in our collections.
Sometimes our museums have objects in them that may present hazards to ourselves and our visitors.
How do I even begin to identify what things might be hazardous?
Walk through your collection storage areas and your display areas and do a visual inspection. Read labels, look at the containers, and then flag those objects for research. Then what you're going to do is go online. Look at any kind of museum-related training, information about how the object was used, what it was intended to do, and how it was manufactured. Additionally, look at your collections records. Check the history. Look at the provenance of the objects.
So what types of things might I run into in my collection that could be hazardous?
Things like mold. Mold can grow on a lot of different surfaces. It can be a lot of different colors, but one of the things about mold is that it has a very distinctive smell. It's kind of earthy, kind of wet. If you smell that, then start looking around your collection for things that might have mold. Then flag them for further research. Other things that you might find in your collection are cosmetics, pharmaceuticals, old patent medicines. Very often those were made with things that now we know are toxins. Another place you may find hazards like that is in taxidermy. Older taxidermy was very often made with preservatives like arsenic and mercury and heavy metals. Take a look at the mouth and the nose and the eyes. If there's a powder around the edges, that may be a sign that the arsenic is leaching out.
So what about things like explosives or weapons?
You want to be aware of where those things are, and you want to make sure that firearms are unloaded. The other thing to be aware of is any kind of nitrate film. It was actually made in such a way that now, over time, as it degrades, it becomes unstable and can spontaneously combust.
Oh, so when I find those things like medications or ammunition, should I call the pharmacist or the fire department or police department to help me deal with those?
Definitely. Call an expert. Call someone who is aware of that subject. A police officer can show you how to make sure firearms are unloaded. A pharmacist can look at what you have in terms of old medicines, cosmetics, and things like that, and identify the ones that are hazardous and let you know how you could safely dispose of them. Once you have that information, you could also call in a conservator, and they can say, once you've disposed of those hazardous materials, here's how you can safely clean and care for the object itself.
So once we've figured out that we have some of these hazards, is there something I should do with them?
Isolate them. Keep the hazards separate from people and from other collections objects. So you're going to put them in, say, a Ziploc bag, and then you're going to put that Ziploc bag in a clear tub, labeling it. Make sure that you're letting people know what's in there and that it's hazardous. And then you're going to take that tub and you're going to move it to a less crowded, less accessible part of your museum.
Can I do that while wearing just gloves, or are there other things I need to do?
It's a really good idea to wear some sort of protective gear. Go back to what you know about the objects themselves and wear that protective gear that fits the level of the hazards. So I would certainly wear masks. I would wear some sort of non-permeable nitrile glove, and then even have some Tyvek suits on hand, because that's going to allow you to fully cover up. You can take the suit off, wash your hands, and you're good.
So it sounds like we want to identify the potential hazards in our collection, call an expert if we need to, isolate those items, and make sure to wear protective gear when necessary.
You've got it.
Thank you so much for joining us. And for more information, check out the description box below.
Thank you.
Bye.